Carla Vicentini is also known as Carlina, was a 22-year-old woman who went missing from Newark, New Jersey on February the 10th, 2006. At the time of her disappearance, Carla was studying engineering and was visiting America as a part of a 5-month-long cultural exchange program. She had entered the U.S. on January the 19th, 2006, and stayed with 3 other exchange students in a motel for 2 weeks. Tired of the cramped quarters, she then moved into an apartment owned by a family friend, Jose. Jose was a 75-year-old client of Carla's father, an accountant. Shortly after Carla moved in, she was joined by her friend, Eduarda. Eduarda was part of the same cultural exchange program and had shared the hotel room where Carla had originally had stayed. The night Carla went missing, she spent time at Adega Bar and Grill in the vicinity of the 100th block of Ferry Street, which is in a Brazilian section of the ironbound area of Newark. It was Eduarda's first night working at Adega as a cocktail waitress, and Carla stopped by to visit around 10:30 p.m. She then went home to change clothes, presumably since she just gotten off work at the nearby restaurant Mediterranean Manor. Soon after, Carla returned to Adega Bar and Grill, and she spent her time there drinking with and talking to a quiet, heavy-set man in his 30s who was described as having salt and pepper hair, an unshaven beard, and blue eyes. Eduarda said that he looked strange and unhappy compared to the other patrons. At around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., Carla told Eduarda that she was going with the man to look at a photo in his car. Vicentini left the establishment with that man who is described as white, 5 feet 8 inches tall, and approximately 200 pounds, and he was wearing a black t-shirt. Some sources say that the man's name was Antonio, but others say that there is no information known about him besides his description. The man reportedly spoke no Portuguese, while Carla spoke very little English, so it is unknown how well the two could have communicated. Eduarda also said that Carla gave her manager a piece of paper with the man's cell phone number on it, but that Eduarda lost the paper that night as she was dealing with money. Waitresses are said to have seen Carla in the man's car, but they also report having seen Carla walking home to her apartment. Eduarda is the last confirmed person to see Carla alive, and she has not yet been seen since she left the restaurant, nor has she ever been heard from again. Originally, Jose said that he was asleep at the time Carla came in to change her clothes and did not hear her enter or exit the apartment. Later, he testified at a Brazilian Senate hearing that he had heard her coming and going that evening. Although Jose does divide his time between Newark and Carla's hometown in Brazil and was a client of Carla's father, he has had little to no contact with the Vicentini family after Carla's disappearance. Carla was last seen wearing a blue Hugo Boss jacket, a white sleeveless shirt, blue or white jeans, and a light brown high-heeled ankle boots. She also had several ear piercings, silver balls in her navel and tongue, a mormai wristwatch, a large silver ring on her ring finger, and 2 silver rope necklaces, one with a pendant. The Hugo Boss jacket and Carla's passport and wallet were found in her apartment, leading officials to believe that she did in fact return home after leaving Adega. There were no signs of a struggle in the apartment, nor were there signs that anyone had attempted to clean up a crime. Several days after Carla was seen, Newark Police Department received an anonymous phone call saying that a woman was being held against her will in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. No further information was given. A call was also reportedly made to Carla's boss several days after her disappearance, with the caller screaming for help. The caller remains unidentified, and the police do not know if these calls are related to this case. Vicentini was born and raised in a small agricultural town in Brazil and came to the United States less than a month prior to her disappearance. She was planning to stay a few months as part of a cultural exchange program. She had saved her money to go to the U.S. and was very happy about the opportunity. Vicentini was initially assigned the work at a White Castle restaurant and live in a small motel room with several other women in the program. She became unhappy with the arrangement, moved out, and changed jobs. Vicentini's disappearance has been well covered in the media in Brazil and in Portuguese language newspapers in New Jersey, but the mainstream American press has given it little attention. Authorities believe she disappeared under suspicious circumstances and her case is being classed as a kidnapping. Her mother believes she was murdered since she never went more than a couple of days without getting in touch with her family, which is unlike her. She stated that someone destroyed Carla's dreams of getting the chance to know a different country. There is a sketch of the man last seen with Carla in this video. The Brazilian exchange student hasn't been seen since, but the search continues, authorities say. Her case to date remains unsolved, but it's not closed. Carla Vicentini was born on April the 29th, 1983 in Brazil and is a white female, approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 140 pounds. Vicentini's nickname is Carlina, and her native language is Brazilian Portuguese. She speaks little English and she has blonde hair and brown eyes and has multiple body piercings. She also has the following tattoos: a gray angel on her back, a red and yellow chameleon on her left hip, and a tribal tattoo on her lower back. She has previously fractured the right side of her collarbone, which would show up in an x-ray. If you have any information in regards to Carla's whereabouts, you are being asked to contact the Newark Police Department, Division Major Crimes at 973-733-6000 or the FBI Newark Division at 973-792-3000 immediately. If you wish to remain anonymous with your information, you are welcome to call the Union County Crime Stoppers Department at 908-654-8477, and the FBI is offering a reward of up to $20,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the subjects responsible for the disappearance of Carla Vicentini.